48.
48. Okay, and Emily is ready. Emily Kaminga is a member of Little People of America, October National Dwarfism Awareness Month, and we're going to welcome Emily. Emily, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Now, good, thank you. Are you from around this area?
We're from Troy.
Troy, okay. I'm looking here on the website. I see that many states have picked up on this for October. What is the message? Tell us a little bit about National Dwarfism Awareness Month.
Really, what we try to do is just spread education and awareness. Many people have never met a little person or been affected by them. Some people have a lot of questions, and we just try to answer them and let people know that little people are just people like everyone else.
And, some are bigger, some are smaller, and we're all the same inside, right?
Exactly. So yep. I have my son Seamus here. He's 8 years old. He has a type of dwarfism called achondroplasia. He's in 3rd grade, and he's just your average kid. He does taekwondo and baseball and can do anything that any other 8-year-old can do.
Yeah, that is great. We have friends. My wife and I have friends who their grandson is a dwarf, and I'll tell you, it's the greatest stories we hear. The love, the care, all the things he does. I mean, he's just, it's incredible. It really is good. And I'm looking back here. The group Little People of America was started back many years ago by Billy Barty. Now, he was an actor, a famous actor. What do you know? What shows he was in?
I can't think off the top of my head what shows he was in, but he was definitely the pioneer in organizing on a national level for little people to have some sort of resource and be able to reach out to each other.
And you have a very large organization, don't you?
We do, absolutely. Absolutely. We're part of the Mohawk Valley chapter, which is Albany and North, and we have probably about 25, 30 members just in this immediate area, and it's wonderful to have such close friendships, and these people have become family to us.
Yeah, really. And let me ask you, what are some of the questions people may ask that you need to answer during this month?
A lot of people wonder if dwarfism runs in our family, and it does not. Anyone can have a child with dwarfism. Most little people are born to parents who are average height. So it's just a spontaneous mutation, and we call it hitting the genetic lottery because, we were so blessed. So it does not have to run in your family. Anyone can have a child with dwarfism.
Okay. And there's no impact on the longevity of life and all that?
Absolutely not. Little people typically are of average intelligence or higher. They can do anything that they want to do. We have friends who are firefighters, lawyers, doctors, famous orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Ain is a little person. So really the sky is the limit. Yeah,
absolutely. How about you got a few more questions you can tell us that people ask? And
a lot of people wonder, does it mean that they have to have constant surgeries or constant care? And that's not always the case. There's over 200 different kinds of dwarfism, and each are affected differently. Seamus's type achondroplasia can definitely have some joint issues and needs for surgery down the road. We've been very lucky that Seamus is very healthy, and we haven't needed any of those surgeries. We do see a specialist in Delaware once a year at a skeletal dysplasia clinic, and these experts are the ones who really can guide your children's care and kind of lay out the map for what's ahead. Mm-hmm. Some kids do need a lot of surgeries and are affected with mobility, but it just depends on the type of dwarfism that you have.
Okay, but in fact, do you know what the number of people? I mean, you say it's pretty common to have you to come from to be born to somebody who's not a dwarf. Now, I suppose when they get married, okay, a dwarf getting married, would they necessarily have their child could be a normal sized child, right?
They could be an average height child,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Be an average more. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it just depends on if two people with achondroplasia get married, or if a person with achondroplasia marries a person with a different type of dwarfism. They definitely can have a child who is average height, or it could also be affected with dwarfism.
Yeah, and I meant to say average rather than normal, because I do know that it's very productive, and it's great. It's absolutely terrific. And how many states are involved now in celebrating October as National Dwarfism Awareness Month?
I'm not sure what number we're up to now. I think New Jersey was the most recent one. New York about a year and a half ago. decided to go forward with Dwarfism Awareness Month. So we were very lucky to be a part of that. But it's definitely a national movement, and we are excited about all the states who are stepping up to recognize it.
Well, that's great. Well, let me ask you this. What are some of the things you notice that you would like people to be aware of that may make things a bit easier?
I think the most important thing is just be respectful of other people, of differences, and we definitely try to teach our other children that everyone's different, and not to point, not to stare. If you have questions, that's absolutely fine. If anyone sees us out and about, we're more than happy to answer any questions that people may have about it. And the best thing is just to get to know the person, and I think some people definitely have a fear of the unknown, and we understand that. But once you get to know them, like we said before, they're just regular people like you and I.
Absolutely. No, I certainly agree with that. And, I think this is great. And the month going on throughout October, the Little People of America, and it was formed back in 1957. And you guys, do you get together for any kind of meetings, gatherings, and so forth?
Oh, absolutely. We get together for all kinds of things. Valley Cats baseball games. We go bowling together. We get together as often as we can.
Oh, I think that's absolutely terrific. Well, I'm very glad that you came on today to talk about this, because it is very important. And, like you say, that there's no difference at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. Well, listen,
Well, Seamus just wants to say hi, if that's okay.
Yeah, put Seamus on.
Hey.
Hey,
Joe.
Seamus, how are you?
Okay.
What grade are you in again?
Third.
How do you like? Do you like it?
Yeah.
What's your
Very good.
What's your favorite subject?
History.
Really? Really? That's great. Well, that's good, Seamus. Hey, listen, have a great school year. Do you have a favorite football team?
Eagles.
All right, man. The Eagle. What about the Giants? Do you like the New York Giants? Because they're 0-6 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. Seamus, do you have brothers and sisters? I guess.
Yeah.
How do you get along with them?
Oh, just do fun stuff together
Any girls?
Sometimes we don't get along.
Well, I know that's not my point. There is that do you have any sisters? I always wonder if the girls and the boys get along in a family. We have two boys, and I had a brother. I never really had any girls in the family, so I never.
Yeah, we have a sister.
Yeah, you do? Well, okay. Well, listen, hey, Seamus, it's really nice talking to you. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk again maybe sometime, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. All right. Hey, Emily, thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, how many kids altogether do you have?
3.
3, all right. And 1 girl, 2 boys? Is that how that goes? Oh.
Yep, and Seamus is the oldest, yep.
Right, for him, he gets out of the cleaning chores or no? Well, listen, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right, Emily, take care. Emily Kamanga, Little People of America, National Dwarfism Awareness Month, 9:51 from WGY. Good morning. Have a very, very nice day.
Grab the wheel and hit the brakes.
A few words for a successful life.